Green Day just aren't that good, really. They're just not that good. Even their best stuff I don't think is that impressive. I think a lot of bands in their era, their time, and even just pop punk and punk music in general, there's just so much better out there than Green Day. They certainly have their moments. They certainly have their great tracks. There's lots of good tracks on Dookie, or Dookie I think is how you're meant to say it. And Holiday. Holiday's a great banger. But Green Day really that good? No. Green Day in the 2010s though, we are not arguing this one. I'm just putting my foot down right away and saying Green Day in the 2010s, awful, absolutely awful. That Uno, Dos, Tre little trilogy they had going on, just dreadful. And of course now hitting 2020, nothing has changed except Green Day have just gotten older and they're still really just clinging on to their youth with songs like I Was a Teenager, and lots of angsty lyrics that they've always thrown out there across the album. And that young, free-spirited approach that they've got going on here just sounds really out of place. They just sound like a very dated band. The best thing about this album is that they really kept it tight. They did not waste too much time. They just, 10 tracks, 25-ish minutes or whatever, and that was it. They're done. They're out. That's the best compliment I can give to Green Day in 2020. They did not make me listen to anything longer than 25 minutes. As depressing of a compliment that is to give to any band or artist, what else is there to really say about this album? Honestly, so many just really tame and biteless tracks. Like, the way they promoted this album is hilarious, not only because of how embarrassing it is, the way they use that little poster of like, this album has no Swedish songwriters, no trap beats, just pure rock and roll, pure rock. And it's like, where is that? Where is that they're talking about? That is barely on this album. The vocals are generally very muffled. Billy sounds like he's really not giving it his all like he used to back in the best days of Green Day. The instrumentals just this is not like the hardest rocking album you could ever find. Like, it just doesn't bang or hit hard at all like a rock album is supposed to, like a punk album is supposed to. Not only that though, but that advertising strategy is just pathetic. Like, you shouldn't be dragging other things down to promote yourself. That's a real desperate cling to I guess relevancy. Like, that's the only way you're trying to stay relevant. You're appealing to that crowd of like maybe like 40-year-old plus people who maybe just don't enjoy anything in the mainstream pop world, who will only like things that are really like true rock and roll music. But the Green Day fans hear that falsetto on the first song and think this is peak rock. I just don't even want to insult Green Day fans that badly, honestly. I really don't think this is going to appeal to the biggest hardcore Green Day fans. The happy, disgustingly cheerful beat, the hand-clapping beat of Meet Me on the Roof just sounds like the cheesiest shit you could imagine. Did they remake Jailhouse Rock on Stab You in the Heart? Is that Jailhouse Rock? I think that's Jailhouse Rock. It honestly just sounds like a rock album that's for people that are too scared to venture off out there and try something a bit different and new. Like, if this is the rockiest album you've heard in a while, I genuinely urge you to try something from Bent Knee, from Daughters, from friggin' Tropical Fuckstorm. Like, that's where you want to get the best rock music around right now. They're just 3 bands off the top of my head. That's 3 bands I just reeled off quickly without even thinking about it too hard, because like the final track, like, is that really hard rocking music? Is it even good? I don't think it's good. The way Take Your Money and Crawl just ends, it's just like, this is just all so lame. It's just so lame listening to this. I wouldn't even go to like a rock bar and hear this and think, yeah, this is what I want to hear. You know, I've got my pint of lager, and this is what I want to hear right now. And I enjoy stuff like that from time to time. I do, but not this. Not done by this band, this washed up band that are way past their prime days. It's a depressing state of affairs, honestly, and this will probably sell better than most rock albums this year. It's probably going to flop for Green Day standards. When you think of some of the most exciting rock bands around right now. They're not that big and they don't get that great, huge success with album sales like Green Day are going to get with this one. Probably one of their weakest and lamest attempts at a rock album that they'll ever drop. I don't hate listening to this, like I'm not hating it, I'm not wanting to turn it off instantly, it's not hurting my ears, so I'm going to go 4 out of 10, but of course a 4 out of 10 for me means that it's bad, it's not a good album. Please, I urge you to just look deeper. If you're a Green Day fan watching this, look a bit deeper and find some other rock music out there. I promise you, this is not the peak of rock. Thank you for watching my review. Hopefully you had a good time watching my review. Yes, have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye. Subscribe. Bye.